Yeah, I am sorry about that, guys. The internet decided it didn't want to internet anymore, and
If I get something else,
I'm rewatching this previously recorded. Wait, I've seen that.
things are definitely in full swing now. It looks like Luke got another bridge out, and he is holding off 8 flying tokens. Oh, and there is a an inventor's fair, so that should get another backup bridge. And he is just in the process of milling out anything and everything that Jake could be pulling. And it looks...
And by the 8 lingering tokens in play, I'm guessing Jake did in fact have them in the yard.
Yeah, quite a bit just waiting to go. Maybe he was baiting, like the pop the explosions, knowing he could just flash them back.
Yeah, but like the second
if I have to roll another intimidate, I will.
I don't think that converting the chaotic evil serpent folk.
he would have
does he
had
have
lethal.
anything on him?
Worship the lawful good.
He does not.
He has nothing on him?
No.
You kind of broke up there. I don't know if it went out over the stream, but I couldn't hear you.
High priest.
You're pretty garbled right now too.
I'm sorry.
So he's a high priest?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
The internet started here have traveled to Peoria now.
Huh.
Tell him to get out of my sight before.
But it does look like that with the Inventor's Fair out, Luke has stabilized and will continue to. And yeah, Jake's just gonna scoop that up because there was like 5 mill rocks on the table, and no hope of coming back. So yeah, it looks like that allowing him to draw and play that engineered explosives while you were holding the K command
Oh yeah.
did prove fatal.
I mean, he got 3 or 4 draw steps where he should have been attacking.
Right.
Had him killed before he ever drew anything.
So, do you think
Right.
before I go to the box fight, I should use my +4 AC?
But
I'm gonna tell him we should think about
Lantern pulls out a strong victory in game number 1. Now let's see here. He's probably going to bring in the ley lines. That's a smart bet with the hand destruction, the direct damage,
Yeah.
and the whatnot.
For 5 minutes, I'm going to have +4 AC.
Ooh, he's contemplating what to take out though.
Probably think that
Oh.
you're going to be within the next
Jake
5
should cut those collective brutality. Collective brutality is not great, but it does. It's not great, but it does get worse. It's just got like ley lines. I think you just want to stick some inquisitions and
So which spell are you casting?
you want to trim on discard. I wouldn't take it all out. I wouldn't want to go in all in on it.
Right.
This chamber
Ooh, looks like he's contemplating taking out the surgical extractions. I don't know how to feel about that.
It's still going.
That's a very strong card, especially against a big combo deck. You know, you can. I mean, in game 1, it took out all of the Beldam Revelers, and if he would have drawn another one, or if he had another one, you know, there goes the Blood Moons, and
So if you were to have combat in the hallway, you would get
Surgical's a weak
penalties.
card against Mario Pyromancer. The only
You
thing
can
that would
get
even
through.
Oh, look at the door. I can
is
fit through that.
lingering souls, but you really don't care about lingering souls.
This
That's
chamber
true.
is full
That's
of
true.
Statues. The center is a basalt statue
I mean,
of a serpent.
He surgical the Bedlam Reveler. Well, so what? I mean, Bedlam
statues are clustered on the
He's also
floor.
defensible against flashback faithless looting,
But all
which
the
is a way to get out from under the lock.
Right.
So it's we'll leave it in
to double doors on the north
based
wall.
on faithless looting, not necessarily on any of the other cards.
Gotcha.
One of these statues.
And there's a permanent image making flames on the head of the one. So you might, based on what you've learned,
Oh, okay.
deduce that
Sideboarding
this
is complete,
statues
and they are commencing the shuffle.
Snake folk god that have now been
Yeah, this was-
transformed, desecrated.
That was weird. It's just like everything just
They're gonna get
If
desecrated.
you're playing
fell
in the
apart
normal mode,
and then just
the
dropped.
normal game mode where you do normal experience, it would give you
Ding dong dang
Serpent's
internet, yo.
Den of Serpents quest. At this point,
Yo, yo.
if you finish it, it's worth 2,000.
Who's Titan's use for internet, do you know?
Playing it.
Hmm?
So,
Who is Titan's provider, do you know?
give me perception checks as well.
Comcast, I would imagine.
I actually did something for once.
But I don't know.
If we both had i3 and we both glitched, then it could be an i3 issue, but
That's true.
27.
I don't know what he's got. I never really asked him.
Out of here, the
I
other
think
way
it's
to
supposed to
secret door.
What's
Who
the
wants
box?
to split the party?
Mayhaps I will.
I go through the secret door.
He can't fit.
I-
Currently, he can't fit through there.
Let's
You know, we
see.
can split the party. He just goes by
Let's
himself.
go.
We should,
Yeah,
like, pay
like
attention.
I'll go through here. You guys can
Okay.
try to sneak around.
Bat.
I'm
Uh,
assuming that these aren't the same. There's one big room.
That and what?
We want to get the night overseer.
The catcher just
Yeah.
hit
What time
the
is
head on the back swing on a swing.
So which do you want to
Mm.
go to, the big door or the little door?
I'm pro big.
You got
You're-
double. You got
I go
all off
little
the
door.
bat off the back of the head.
Wow.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was a rough pitch.
You guys can go to the secret door. I'll go through
Do you
the
actually want to trigger both bosses?
Let's see here.
Wait, there's 2 boss fights?
That's my concern. Is that's
Need those. Let's go
I mean,
down
there might
that.
I'm going
Let's
to
get rid of a bunch of these.
I've learned my lesson from my
And I don't think I need that many of
So
those.
set your guys selves up where you want to go.
I'm going.
I'll go
Alright.
through the big door.
I'll be off to the side of
All right.
because
Here we go. Everybody is ready to play.
You might be
And we're off to the races. Let's see here. Jake.
Different room than the rest of the party.
Let's see here.
I think I'm just gonna sit there.
Yep, and Luke's just going to immediately throw that back. Had no pieces. Had a couple searchy pieces, but
Here, I'm gonna rush on.
he had destruction and search, but nowhere to start. So
So, a medium hand
double
from
doors,
Jake. From I
stand
can
this
see
up.
some lands, a
This
thought,
one.
a bolt,
On the
blood
left and right of the
moon.
door, 6
That's not bad.
some empty. Some
Now,
with,
as long as he doesn't get
left
ley line, it's a
bedding
reasonable
floor,
hand,
center of the main
especially
chamber is an enormous pillar
if
of
Luke's going to
crystal.
6.
I don't know what on earth that might be. Well, that stone serpent is wrapped around
My
its head of
exit.
flame. In the back of the chamber is a raised
Blood
altar
moon-
behind a
blood
wall
moon
of
keeps
mosaic
him off
crystals
of
with green.
War of Invention keeps the sack of
No, that's just
stirrings is a little worse.
For me, I'll leave.
good. But you know,
is this the second mole, or is this still the first one?
and if you try to go back, it triggers.
Yeah, we'll find out how many he draws.
Smash.
Oh,
Are there any animate things in here?
Yeah, there are
Is there any
things in here.
inanimate things?
I mean, you've got the draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, second mole. You've got the draw.
we open it up.
And you want to empty your hand, so mowing is
And
not
I like
terribly bad. He did get the ley line, so that's a strong opening.
I
And
used all my
what is that? 2 bridges? Yeah, 2 bridges, ley line, 1 land.
Why they put
So
these
not
stats
terrible,
with
and it looks like maybe even a moxen, and he drew into a land. So
it says it can't climb out.
no, oh, a Pixis of Pandemonium. Okay,
I need to dive in there with
Yeah,
some
jump-
blind exiling. I love it.
Or being smart, if he jumps into the pit and I mess him up.
And Jake's gonna go ahead and fetch it out
But give me some initiatives.
and shock it out
So let's just say.
And cast a bolt.
11.
on himself.
But I think I'm just gonna.
Nope, decided to not bolt himself
11.
and not shock the landing to play a bolt on himself. So
I continue to ask bomb, and if he starts dying,
So this is actually a
well, you're trying to build up to a Bedlam Roller.
that's true.
so we kill him, and then we.
it looks like this.
Let's see here. That's a faithless looting.
So then after we kill him, we jump. He jumps.
And here's
Or,
another fetch.
Swift action. I'm
Gonna get that basic mountain or basic swamp.
speed with 10.
So if he does get the blood moon down, it's not going to hurt him too terribly much.
Wait. Do you think that
Blood
the
in
swirl
hand
was-
and Liliana is conceivably still in the deck. You definitely want double black.
Yeah.
30. And
And you
then-
So
take
bolt,
quarters,
bolt,
and you got reach.
Oh yeah.
land,
Can't reach him.
and discarding some lands. He's hoping to keep the bolts to get rid of the ley line.
Sacred weapon for.
Or
You can't get rid of it.
What's it look like? What's the creature look like?
there's no way to get rid of it.
It looks like a
You're not. Pardu doesn't play like Wear Tear.
purple snake monster with a humanoid.
I mean, it's possible,
I
but
see
I mean,
two
I guess he
sides
does
of
play.
Mardu.
He does play a Plains, so it's possible. But I mean, it's not really a Mardu deck. It's really a Rakdos deck slash.
Rakdos with lingering souls.
One gets you hit in the
Oh, yeah.
Unless
So
it has
Cage
just
does
I'll
open
just
up
do
the
the plus
possibility
one.
of wear
It
tear.
might just have fresh rolls.
It's really hard playing a
Plus two
white
for
card
plus one
that
for the damage, so, I mean, it's
in
not
effect where you're blood mooning with no money again. it's
Right.
sub eight, So
Partly you gotta
Gotcha.
hit anyways.
All right, bridge number 1 down. The Blood Moon is also down on Jake's side, so Luke fortunately was able to find one of the Moxen, so he is not completely turned off of colored mana.
And what's your chance to hit?
And Jake is flashing back the face with looting, and oh, he has a Stony.
15. Yeah, so,
that's a good one.
like I said,
Except
relatively
Is-
speaking, it's-
Is that
Yeah,
a
no,
benefit for getting-
that is a Stony, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
My round done, or-
It is.
And he's getting rid of Bolt Bolt. Yeah.
I can't see.
cards, but
Oh, he has a Plains. Okay.
I mean, you, yeah.
hands in his hand.
Plains in hand and Stony ready to go. Wow.
Step, give me a vision.
Double bridge.
Yes. 5 foot
Yes.
step.
Yeah. So K Command isn't going to get through it completely.
Knowledge engineer, I believe that's
It is interesting without a creature to target. He's going to have to.
that's plus 15.
Oh, he can return a creature from his graveyard too. I forgot I had 4 modes.
Okay.
So
So
in response, we're going to or mill those out or exile those face down.
3, so you get 2
okay. Resistances.
defensive abilities.
Yep,
Guardian
reveal,
Thoughts.
and that is a
Guardian Thoughts
mountain
immune
in
to
all
mind reading.
aspects.
Okay. And
Is that a fetch land?
weaknesses?
No.
I guess I
So
I wonder what build he's looking
Give me a
at.
spellcraft check too.
This is interesting.
That's the green black fast.
I have a.
Oh, that's a fast. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a courtyard,
So you can tell it's definitely
concealed
under spell
courtyard,
class.
black
The
white.
one which
Okay.
you can visually identify is displacement, as it's kind of
Displacement. Okay.
So K Command choosing to destroy the artifact and bring back a creature. Was there a creature to bring back?
So what I think I'm going to do here
He
is
made himself
because I did a
discard.
Step. I'm going to apply.
Or make him discard? Wow.
I've got my Mad Magic Dazing, and I'm going to.
Well, there's the Reveler.
Third level.
Had another Bedlam Reveler in hand,
So
so
do I.
that discard was
From
free. I mean,
identifying
Right.
tell if there- Would I know if there was a shield still on actually?
That's a lingering soul, or is that another
You can
Stony?
tell that she does
That's a
also
lingering
have
soul.
A shield spell.
Okay. That's good that I made my spellcraft. Then I'm not going to do that.
And
Draw.
In that case, I'm going to just flash over.
And bridge
is
back.
Cast it on yourself, and then it's a 15-foot cone.
And he's been very fortunate in getting the bridges out, so
3 different times.
let's see here.
That's
We've
the
got
per level. 3 different times you can
And as well,
breathe.
land,
It does 46 the first time.
land lingering.
1d6 the third time.
Yeah, the
And leave you out and just
collective brutality is not very good right now.
Hit him up and just
has
blast him.
Snakes are dead.
0 votes wants to use.
I mean,
Alright,
They
and
couldn't get out anyways. I don't even know.
casting? Yeah, no, discarded from what?
Yeah.
That's possible.
or maybe if it was like higher CR, maybe there's like.
I'm so confused.
Fireball then, and since there's no weakness.
Oh,
resistance, I'll just-
he got Inquisitioned. Okay. It was probably brutality and then Inquisition. I haven't been watching Luke like cast any spells. I just like assumed that he took out like the hand destruction and just went all on the play. I mean, he does need to find his collective brutality or no. That I don't think there's a way to get rid of that Stony, because Stony plus Blood Moon is really bad.
Yeah. Now what Jake needs is for Luke to get stuck with a card in hand.
And there is bridge number 4.
Reflex save.
Where do you take 2 from?
That's okay.
He didn't even roll, so that you mean that you.
Yeah.
What?
You crack. Give me reflex saves.
Did he?
What's the penalty for being large on that?
There's no penalty.
Oh,
Other than you
it's a Thoughtseize. Never mind. Again, he cast a spell that I did not realize was there.
Call it on the mat and roll back to an 8.
Oh,
All right, and bridge Numero 3.
26
Fourth is in the graveyard, so there's all the bridges.
So uncastable spells that Luke's got.
I
It's
didn't
just
get here and then
Tezzeret. He
26.
brought it in. Ugh.
Let's see here. Yeah, Tezzy, he cannot cast Ancient Stirrings.
He's got a Mox. No, he can't. Okay, so
No, yeah,
with your-
Wait, how is he casting the Inquisition and the Thoughtseize?
Eventually, he's going to get stuck with a card in hand.
Well, or lightning bolt. That really sucks.
Sucks
Just
'cause
right,
he
I'm just-
thinks of-
Is he tapping the Moxen for mana?
Yeah, figures it chose a lightning instead of a fireball,
What
which
should I
would have
do?
actually been like shrugged off.
I bet he's tapping the Moxen for mana.
Oh, you know it's a Dirk Naga, by the way.
Dark Nugget.
What do you guys think I should do?
I should go find out. I'll be right back. Hang on.
No weaknesses or resistances, so whatever yeses.
You want to be there to be within 30 of it.
But I don't want to. I'm just gonna hit it with a crossbow.
Throw a bomb. Please throw a bomb. Your crossbow does way less damage. Even your splash damage on a bomb would be better than a crossbow.
Okay, so
Ooh, there we go.
This is the most-
Brutality.
It can't get to you because I have reach right now.
And
So
I
so
have-
if it provokes an attack of opportunity, I have to have a feat
And
called
it has
stand
lightning
still,
bolt.
or it stops me.
boom. Almost not dead.
It does, buddy.
So I'm gonna use explosive bomb.
Okay.
Oh yeah, first. Plus 12, right?
Yep, plus 12.
Yee. Will it 15 touch hit it?
15 touch does not hit it.
I am going to die.
So roll me a d8, buddy.
What does matter actually?
It's 1, 2,
I know,
3, 4,
but it's
5,
still
6,
It's not gonna
7,
do
8,
any
I roll
damage to
straight.
anybody.
3. No, the question is if she gets splashed. If it landed over
Yep,
here.
both were under the impression that it did not stop mana abilities.
So she gets a
So
super hack.
that's what's going on.
So she takes 4 damage.
It was like, I know he had a Moxen, and I see him casting colored spells and using the Moxen for mana. That's not how it works.
And this is why
They actually a long time ago because he should have had both those. The Thoughtseize, the Inquisition.
Right. And Jake's like, well, both of those would be in your hand, and like, and then the valid argument of, well, we're not rewinding 7 turns. But all he had to do was wait for the next card that he couldn't cast to come out, and
5 foot.
that was the bridge damage. So, I mean, at that point, it was an inevitability that Luke would get stuck with something, and Jake just attack, because EE couldn't do anything at that point.
stabbing.
How do you punch that hit?
But yeah, that's what it was. It was because I and Scooter both know that Stony Silence means you like your Darksteel Citadels are Darksteel paperweights.
Stony Silence is just the Null Rod enchantment, and both of those cards are quite good in Vintage against Outcome because
Yep.
all of the 0 drops
This is my favorite
don't
enemy.
take mana.
Exactly. It did make me a little sad to rain on Lantern's Parade, but yeah, Stony Silence is an absolute killer. If you can't float the mana in response to kill it, you're probably not killing it.
How's the pit?
No, the pit is around the ring. Around
I'm trying to remember what I used to get rid of it, but I think
I thought it was the. Okay, I don't
I honestly don't know.
It's use a Nature's Claim effect, but not under a Blood Moon. That was the
Right, yeah, that was the biggest problem, was the Blood Moon. That's right, because there are many ways to get rid of it. I was just trying to think of, like, yeah, I don't think I myself have ever been caught under Blood Moon Stony Silence. That is a hard lock.
I am glad Nick Shield
Nature's
went
Claim is a perfect card for Lantern to run because you don't give a crap about your life, and it also comes in handy as an emergency life gain spell of your own.
and I might
What is that?
line kind of shit.
Nature's Claim. It's a
Oh,
perfect
Nature's
card.
Claim, yeah.
It
Yeah.
destroys things. You don't. them 4 life, and sometimes you just need to use it as a gain for yourself.
Yeah, that's the one that I do like. I don't like the one that is limited by the mana cost. I like to be able to get rid of anything, because really, the life does not matter.
Well, Fragmentize is also a sorcery.
Is that what it is? Fragmentize? No, not Fragmentize. It's the other green one. It's the green one.
There's a green one that does it too?
Yeah, it's a green one. It's like destroy target enchantment that costs 3 or less, I think.
Yeah, I know there's a white one that's just, it's destroy target artifact enchantment that costs 3 or less, but it's a sorcery. But I'm not surprised that there's also a green one. But I like Nature's Claim. It's instant speed, it's unconditional. Sure, they get 4 life, but who cares?
Yeah, I guess that's my turn.
Alex.
I am going to cast Vanish on myself, so I'm invisible.
Guess I can reload the streams to make sure that they're up and
While
running.
invisible, do a...
There we go. Okay.
YouTube's up.
And go
What's up?
all the way over here.
Okay.
I said YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm hiding over here. It's invisible at the moment.
let's
That was my moves and round. I did not want to get hit again.
I do not want to hit at all. It might.
God, she's got one more of these. She 5-foot slithers backwards.
Oh.
Let's go to advanced, card
Plus
name,
reflex saves.
text.
Yep.
Oh.
I didn't make it. I got 20.
Boy, we are Layla.
What'd you get?
No, oh, voiding this time. Wow.
20.
And we are going to Thoughtseize the Blood Moon out of his hand.
What's your health at? You can go to negative here.
He's got 8 left.
Oh, you're
That was a shock into a Thoughtseize, so 16 life on that one.
Oh, I forgot.
That's the fast lane.
So I.
Oh, he's at 18. Never mind. I thought I read that
So
backwards.
you could throw a bomb and then move out.
Yeah,
Would be what I
yeah.
would recommend.
You could do that, buddy.
Search.
Just throw a bomb and run away.
Explosive again.
Explosive, okay.
What's the 20?
20 will hit.
Yay!
Just because they don't take
Three
fire.
or six
Uh,
Matter what the
3
flash
6
is.
plus
CMC
7 plus 1 more.
Precise bombs.
equal to
Exclude 5
1.
spiders.
Yeah, the problem is I'm always.
There we go.
Plus 6.
7.
Natural
Plus
state.
5, actually, 'cause
I'm doing explosive.
1 green came out of
plus
Oath of the Gatewatch. 1 green, destroy target artifact or enchantment with CMC 3 or less.
Instant.
Yes.
And then.
Yeah, natural state was the one that everyone was gushing over because most of the Nature's Claim targets were 3 or less. So,
15.
you know, a lot of people jumped straight over to the natural state. I never left the Nature's Claim because,
Oh, you're 8. Okay.
yeah, it's an emergency 4 life for you. Usually the decks that I'm playing Nature's Claim in don't care about life, and it hits any artifact or enchantment regardless of CMC. And I was having a problem with Tron and the O-ring, or not the O-rings, but the O-stones and other such nonsense. And you know, my problems always cost 4 or more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A lot of them were 3 or less, but there were still some 4s and pluses that were nasty, aggravating. So
Yeah, I always run Nature's Claim in all my degenerate graveyard decks because I need to kill a Leyline of the Void.
yeah, and that's true. It doesn't hit any ley line,
Magic?
the natural state. And let's see here. We got an Mishra's Bauble, Swamp,
And then the next round cast.
and Black-White Concealed Courtyard. And Jake, what did he? Oh, he took the Cake Man, left him with the Blood Moon. He must have had the basic in his hand anyway, so he's going to reveal. He's going to look at that card just to see what he's looking at. But the only reason it's there is for the card draw and for the artifact if you need it. So Jake's going to fetch himself down to 18. Get another Swamp. And
I mean, why not?
I'm going to whiff big time on the
Move steps, so you might as well-
Collector Brutality.
I'm not a fan of the fatalities being after board.
Right. Luke is sporting 3 lands in his hand, though.
That's a 28.
Which doesn't.
Yes, you get the grapple.
It's bad enough to draw an
It's not
Inquisition
gonna
and
eliminate
Thoughtseize.
the so like.
I mean, I get that there's some direct
Doesn't
damage
actually
value if you can get them low enough,
Huge
but
still matters.
Right.
And he'll try to fight.
Now he has an artifact in play with the welding jar, and he's gonna go ahead and Inquisition the Blood Moon out now. So that is gone. And with the artifact in hand, or with the artifact in play, the Spire of Industry is available to tap for mana.
yeah.
He took 2 from something. Is that a man land? No. What
Yeah, it's a creature land.
is it?
Yeah, you can do that as an action.
I thought it.
Black, red one.
Then you've thrown 5.
I guess. I think
Oh.
he's like
Yeah, the original one, not the black red one, not the black blue one. Yeah, so the
19.
I think we Reveler this turn,
2 years so far.
Step.
but is a bridge in play with a welding jar.
Yes, that is a bridge with a welding jar. Yes,
Not hard.
that is pretty hard, especially when you're down at least 1K command.
Yeah, I mean he's probably got 2 more in the deck.
And he keeps getting in. So yeah, it looks like that black red land is a 2 power. I don't know much about the man lands. I don't play with them.
24 will miss.
Jesus Christ.
I'm assuming it has what, your Swamp Walk or Menace or something like that.
When you start stacking a Cat's Grace and a shield on top of
Maelstrom.
natural armor and
Oh, and that.
a dodge and
Wow.
Yeah,
There's a K command on top.
except for that
He does need. And yeah, we're gonna Faithless Loot that K command directly into the hand.
possibly queue up in a row. I mean, that's really paranoid about. Those are all like
Yeah,
short duration
he's got to try to burn through that bridge, and maybe he'll even hold it for a Stony if he's able to get it out.
Instead of
Not very good.
my.
Alright.
Digging to Stoney's not bad.
I'll take out the protection from arrows and.
I mean, he can throw the Stony down, and then maybe in response he can crack it to put the regeneration shield. But nope, he's just gonna wait on it, or he's just gonna fling it at it. So he's gonna do 2 or destroy the artifact, and looks like deal 2 to the face. Or did he bring back a creature?
Every single round for the next 4 rounds from here on out, if it needs to be done.
And we're gonna pulse the lane line. The pulse would be in the graveyard,
Because
right?
round action to swap my spell.
I'm not going back into combat.
Not that it really matters, but the pulse, wouldn't the effect happen and then it would go to the graveyard after the thing's already destroyed?
cast the spell while grappled.
Or does it go?
It's destroyed, and then the spell resolves, so it goes to the graveyard. It's when you abrupt decay. When you abrupt decay, a rest in peace. The rest in peace gets exiled, but then the decay finishes resolving and goes to the graveyard. So same thing for a ley line.
Right. So in this case, there should be the Maelstrom Pulse in Luke's graveyard.
Which is a hell of a concentration check. Especially.
Draw 3.
Doesn't that also factor into
Ooh.
the spell that they're casting?
Burn.
It would stop.
Not if you cast
So Luke looks like he has Bolt land.
Yeah, so he's got. Yeah, Jake's got Luke down to a virtual. Well, that Inventor's Fair is gonna say some things.
I'm sure it adds the level of the
Got
spell.
him down to a virtual 8, but
Concentration.
It just says you must make a concentration.
Faithless Looting, got that
Grappler CMB.
brutality again.
Plus the
There's another ley line. That can get messy, but
I'm just help you out. It's ridiculous.
What?
and we're going to
My God.
pitch the Lingering Souls and the land, and he's going to brutality drain for 2.
Okay, Aqua Bob.
Okay.
So he's got him. He's got his bolt in hand. It's got to get him to 5.
That concentration check would be.
Luke is hellbent at this point. He needs a 3rd artifact to start getting benefits from the Inventor's Fair.
And then I'm gonna try to heal check myself.
you drew another Reveler. So dome him, cast Reveler.
Don't, buddy.
Ow.
And then he's got a bolt to the
Oh
face.
no, actually wait no. I
So down to 5.
Okay. Physic.
And then Thoughtseize.
I will go ahead
And there's a Reveler. So he's going to draw the... Okay. Oh, there's a Stony. Oh, that's mean.
So that's a 27.
No Blood Moon, but Stony is still mean.
You have.
He tapped out his white
That's why you should have
to cast the Reveler,
and then
but he's going to fetch for some more.
action to do damage.
Okay.
with the grapple. You need to watch how much for
Sony's not nothing.
Oh, ouch.
And you're playing that, so you would have lost a lot of equity.
There's the
Not got-
Stony.
Okay.
So Luke draws the
I was like,
Codex,
okay.
plays the Codex, and the following turn can start gaining life. He's got to get rid of that Stony.
Wait, what time
Yeah.
is my critical? Never, I take that on the right.
Alright, and then so.
Alright, so Luke.
What time?
There's the Blood Moon. Double Blood Moons.
Just times 2.
So here come the lock.
And then the bite.
Not really a lock. He does have a swamp out, so
3.
looks like a forest and a swamp, so he's not going to be color locked this time.
Hide her entire dex bonus.
Yes, she's pinned.
Also,
Let's see.
That makes a huge difference. And
And we're going to pitch a Lingering Souls and a Blood Moon, and we're going to cast the Blood Moon. So Blood Moon and Stony,
Shields what, plus 6?
no, shield plus 4.
and we're going to flash back a Lingering Soul.
couple of snakes after, it's like,
So that might hit then.
What was that?
Yes,
I'm
that
not-
hits.
Single War of Invention in 3 games.
You just dropped the
He's not playing a blue build.
The bite.
That's why I was curious as to like what build of Leyline he was, or not Leyline, but what build of Lantern he was rocking, because this is definitely a black green centric one, and the more prevalent one is blue green centric whir. But
Yeah.
it looks like he went more with the hand destruction route over the whir of invention.
Or in.
Probably because he may not have had the whirs, and he probably already had the hand destruction. I mean, both are still viable Lantern decks, but I think the whir is a lot more consistent and less fragile. So,
Okay.
is
Oh, God. Of course I don't.
what's here?
Needs,
It has
We're already a turn past. Luke should be at 6 because he has 3 artifacts
hit it.
and a Inventor's Fair.
Oh, man. I rolled a 2.
Finished flat-footed before the shield was 16.
I'm gonna go out and make sure he's not missing the life triggers. Hang on.
Alex.
Okay, so I am actually going to now cast a flaming sphere on top of her. So that is a DC. I'm not modifying it, so it's only a DC 18
I wish I had a healing bomb.
reflex.
I rolled a 19.
Is that-
Okay, so
Natural 19.
yeah, natural 19. So there's no damage done because somehow while being grappled and everything, she avoids a ball of fire literally sitting on top of her. But who knows? Can I move 30 feet down that way so
Next
to be
time,
further away
can I
from
get a
her?
healing bomb?
The next time you get a free discovery, you can, but yes.
Okay, so no. Next time I get to the ground, I need to throw it in.
My bad. It's a mountain.
Healing bomb would be kind of similar because then it would
Oh, yeah.
healing bomb to heal people.
Yeah.
So he's down to 3. Now he's just really trying to avoid the direct damage, and yeah. So if he draws a ley line, he is dead. Oh, he's got a grid out now.
Whatever you want. You get a feat.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's level 6, so you have a feat.
Yeah?
You can take extra discovery adding one of those.
Wow.
Jake County
Because, I mean, I
he's
could
got left.
then, cast True Sight.
Jake's hellbent, and he's thought seizing
It wouldn't be casting
to
on, they
get
have
the to get the token. Okay.
and they'd have to drink it as their action.
So I just make a potion of spell.
Yeah, you make potions for strike, and then you can hit somebody,
In play.
which is very
Wait,
useful.
All right. So it is a mountain, so doesn't matter.
Giving away your
Past the turn. He's gonna draw the land. There's a young Peasy.
Nature's
Yeah, so all of
Claim.
your, all of your spells are potions. So every
Nature's
single
Claim to
one
get
of those
rid
things
of
is
the
basically-
Blood Moon would probably be the better option.
Right now it's just
Because the Stony is negated because he has the he has one Mill Rock,
so they prepare-
and getting rid of the Stony right now is only going to stop.
I still
Um,
have these as spells.
Or it's going to let him use his artifacts. But yeah, you get rid of the Blood Moon to give you all the mana back. That's what's mostly important. Because now you start gaining the life.
She has a 35 to escape the pin.
Wow, she does escape the pin.
Unless
Oh, there's a minute left in the round. I didn't see that. Holy crap.
would that
Slither
would that
backward.
Okay, all the tokens, no cards in hand on Luke's side,
Aglabob.
and
Jake
we're
needs to
rolling
rip
fire
a
on
bolt
your
off
round.
this Bedlam
oh
Reveler.
yeah.
yeah, he does.
4 damage.
Luke needs to not give him the Bedlam Reveler to do that.
In the Flaming Sphere, then.
Sony's still in play.
Oh, he did gain a life, so he's out of bolt range now. Ooh, K command. That's not gonna do a whole lot. I mean, it
24.
can get rid of the lantern
18.
So she.
and put him back in bolt range, but
That's getting huge. That's really impressive.
Does he still have a bolt left?
I mean, for
Actually, now that she broke out, that is actually she has 2
uh,
Oh, I'm sure she does. I'm just.
with her cat's grace that she casts.
Okay, so I'm going.
he does not yet.
Attempt to heal check myself again.
He does have a Faithless Looting.
Hang on, heal check.
Faith Looting, Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls is the dead card. Luke,
We're on turns. This is turn 0.
You can shoot arrows from the door right here, buddy.
Well, you can throw bombs that far. It's just you have.
And fetch.
Yeah.
But your allies don't take damage from the splash, so I mean,
He's also running out.
bring out. Okay, I didn't know how many bombs he had.
I think.
Wonder how many cards are in Jake's deck. There can't be that many, but I don't think you have enough. I think he has too many to mill in 3 turns. I don't think that's a possibility at this point.
I mean, 5
oh,
that's a
Stony.
lot. Not bad. I mean, unless we're gonna-
Oh yeah, and the Stony. I mean, you can draw something to get rid of the Stony, but yeah, it looks like he's got about 12, 13 cards left in his deck.
So let's just say this is the high.
And the cut and the reveal. Oh, another Lingering Soul.
This thing will have the buffs.
So we're still on turn 0, and we're gonna Faithless Loot. Draw that, and draw
You actually
Peasy,
go the normal way with the right.
and another Lingering Soul.
Come over here. Him and the other monster with him go into.
Like I said, this is a fascinating match.
Or if you have standstill.
Very intrigued.
Then we rush in
Like
and
that
stop
would,
them.
that would only work on one person, right?
turn,
Yeah,
but I would go
buddy,
ahead
what do
and
you
flash
Who
back.
provokes it?
I would flash
Arrows or
Faithless
bombs?
Looting. No, it's more mana efficient.
Alright, so he's gonna get rid of the bridge. He should have tapped the bridge and dealt a damage to something.
I'm gonna take the negative to 5.
And
Okay.
who's at
So make
12?
What's negative?
-2.
Turn 1, he's gonna gain. Okay, so he did tap it to deal some damage
Yes.
on its way down. So he's gonna deal 2 more. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's Collective Brutality, and we're gonna play the land.
Yeah, I should just stay there.
Physics.
We're gonna play the artifact down. So he's got 1, 2, 3 damage.
Yeah, Flaming Sphere is exactly.
Brutality to drain. Oh, another Stony. That doesn't matter. Stony doesn't matter. He's already got one out. Yeah, gained a life 3.
So I'm gonna attempt to grapple her again.
Flashback to Looting.
Slippery, slippery.
Do what?
Is the flashback to Faith Looting.
29.
Okay, so draw the Stony.
Grapple.
Play discard Lingering Souls.
Well,
This is turn 2. Oh, there's a bolt. Oh, that's mean.
do you want a large person cast on you?
That's it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I know what to do next.
that is it. Wow.
It's only a 20.
Oh.
Or in
Oh.
Staff, and then large person.
Oh.
really weird.
You're
At the
gonna
buzz.
be squeezing.
Wow.
Out over here.
I'm not sure if it's
Oh, that's mean.
That worked.
You might.
Oh.
Squeezing while he is there.
Which
so-
we suffered.
I
Wow.
mean, he could move his down.
Wow.
you'd have to step back and do it. I mean,
Oh.
With reach, I wouldn't even have to find.
Correct.
oh, that's right.
Wow. I'm wow.
Then he
Wow.
goes for square.
I am speechless on that one.
Would potentially-
That was so close and so good.
Move out of.
Oh wow. Okay.
You should've launched him again.
But yeah, it was my bad for not realizing that they were mountains when a blood moon is in play. So he couldn't have gained those 2 lives. So
Okay, so I will
Yeah,
cast another
I
flaming
forgot, I
sphere
forgot the blood moon.
Oh, yeah. All right. So
Okay.
wow. Okay. So Luke picks up a loss,
This one and this one. Those two.
and good old Jake gets his first win on Cam. I'm sure he's happy about that. He's 1 and 3. Luke falls to 1 and 2.
Takes damage from
Ah.
one of them.
So 3,
Wow.
4, 4.
That was.
1,
Whew.
3.
8 total.
Okay.
I mean, that was really good. That was really good. And you know, in true Lantern style, it did go to turns. Unfortunately, he did not have control in those turns. So
He
But-
was hoping that he was hoping his plane hit the runway before the mountain.
right.
Out of fuel, gliding back, like, all right, the mountain's off to this side. Here's the runway. Which one are we gonna get? Found that final.
You guys will
Wow.
not you, because
Uh.
further back now. You and the croc will get attacks of opportunity.
Use your attack to grapple her.
Good night, Bo.
Let's see if Alex Ho wants on.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I want to bridge goodness.
I like that. It's like, see if Alex wants to be on camera. Alex, you're on camera. Oh man, that was such a good match. Wow.
Then
All right, let's see if Alex can vomit out 10 power on turn 1.
Uh-oh. Is that Scooter? No. Oh, thank the gods. I don't want Scooter.
muscles.
Although Vines versus Scooter could be interesting.
7 damage from magic
Does
missiles.
Vines have a good matchup against artifacts? Oh, it's New Blood. It's Quinn Stauffer. Alex is on blue. Thank you.
As
Alex Ho is playing.
first level is 1, third level, 5th level. No, take yours back. I did too many. Too many. She only has 4. She's 7.
Bricks. There we go.
That's at 5 anyways.
And Ivy.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
so how much
I was, you take none.
There you go, Snow. How's that for a deck name?
Aglabah.
Bridgevine is now Bricks and Ivy. And his opponent is Quinn Stauffer.
Did you like the game against Daisy on Tuesday? For game 1, I wouldn't let him concede so I could pass the bridge.
Yeah, that's he said that. It's like, I'm gonna scoop, and like in response to me scooping, he said, no, I can't. And let's see here. And this just seems like a quagmire. This is the blue-black mid-range that you wanted so very much.
Good. Beating.
Hi, Leslie.
There's fireballs in my way.
Howdy and Alex. I know I butchered that name.
Fortunately for
Leslie. Leslie.
technically to move through the squares without being damaged. It's if you end your turn in the square.
If I don't get a phonetic pronunciation chart there, I'm just gonna go with Leslie. But thanks for joining in the stream. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, you should have thrown the clock.
Alright.
You don't have to get that close.
Oh, and you're howdying at Alex.
Wait.
I'll let him know.
Can I grapple with reach?
Wait.
I'll let him know.
And if you're successful, you pull her close.
Wait. No.
Adjacent
Don't.
to you.
Alright. So,
Could he spread?
you can call me whatever you want. You got it. I love having carte blanche on names. What was that?
It's gone.
Faithful to land in Alex's hand, so I think he's gonna keep it.
Mm.
Move action. You can move if you need to.
Alright, so Alex is going to start with a
You
shock
have hit her, Mr.
into a M19 stupidity.
It will not.
Oh, he's got a.
Oh my god! Two.
I can't read any of that.
Oh my god, 2 vines off the top. Oh my god.
46.
Oh my god. Let's go ahead and get rid of these victories. May I ask where the card shop places? Yes, it is in Peoria, which is in central Illinois. It's on Prospect. It's called Titan Games. The Casbah of Peoria Gaming, where card floppers and dice chuckers play in harmony.
Like maybe 10 minutes ago.
And the talking in the background is
Or in
Thursday Modern is filmed in front of a live Pathfinder audience.
I'm about to do 5d6 because of the fire damage this turn.
Move to fast movement so you can get over here.
No!
Let's see if Quinn can
he doesn't care about fire breath.
rebound after that immense stitcher.
Want that stop the fire?
That was quite a good stitcher. To be fair, very good looting, but
I was honestly surprised that it wasn't followed up by 2 like ballista and just have dual venge vines.
Yeah, I may as well attack.
any zero. He's got that faithless looting.
I could cast a large person and have that deal with the squeeze penalty.
So I guess he's on with it.
That'll do that.
Wait, no.
Is Vine CMC 4?
CAC.
Okay, so it can be pushed.
With revolt.
Plus 11.
Yeah, with Revolt, I know.
26.
Well, this is Modern. If you don't have Revolt, then you shouldn't be playing it.
I'm not
So close.
Because it is a revolting card.
Her AC is 28, and then you have the 50% miss chance. Alex.
Okay,
I
what's
have
my
the-
move actions?
No.
Hitting these on the back over here because I'm going to.
Oh, wait. Do you have
Alright, so
Oh, those are both my move actions.
there's a lot of black and blue cards that I just don't recognize over there. This might be weird. I have no idea about Magic at all.
Or you could.
That's fine.
Not like I'll hit her, but
Crawler.
Smart, you could.
Okay, Grave
Move
Crawler
one there and spawn
and.
another over there,
she
right?
has 24 and 26. Jesus.
Or no, he's not casting the show yet.
I think she-
Ballista. So there's 2 creature
We've
spells.
got 3 rounds and 4 rounds.
Yep. Now he's explaining why he's gonna put all the Venge Vines from his graveyard into play.
At least we physically pinned her in reasonably well.
I would say black is one of the top 5 colors in Magic for popularity.
I know, because that's
No, I mean, that's the beauty part about Magic is no matter what color you like, you can build a strong deck around it, or whatever color combinations you like. There is a nice flow to the way that it plays, and for some reason, yes, black is a fairly popular color, along with that icky blue one.
And you will take 7
Nothing like swinging for 9 on turn 2. Just good, honest magic.
One of those
Yeah,
things,
good, honest Magic.
which
Let's
has
yeah.
a-
Yeah, that seems fair.
What is that thing the blue player has out?
you
I
have to
don't
move
recognize the card.
5, 10,
What?
15. And then
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, you shouldn't get that close.
throw a bomb. So you can, throw a bomb.
This magic in his hand, he could just take 4 the other way.
Well, but you can either move up and use the fire.
He's gonna dismember one of the vines.
And then the next
He's gonna pay 4 life to do that.
That's 2,
Okay.
and I'm
I'm
gonna
not gonna wait
set
for
up
that to do
Okay.
that.
So roll the fire.
And then he's gonna push.
4d6.
Um,
Good.
Yeah, there.
Push the thing or the thing that.
Yeah, you did not have a permanent leave the grave. It is your side, right? It's not just a permanent leave.
She's hurt.
8.
No, yeah,
plus
you have to
6, so
lose.
7.
Yeah,
Kill something
your side.
and
So he's
kill-
gonna get the Gravecrawler dead.
It's like, first,
Um,
a lot of hit points, 'cause we have done-
That's the guy who was on the final.
Killing-
So I'm not sure. He's playing with the deck with
If he
him.
kills the Gravecrawler, if he kills the Gravecrawler, he's given out to one creature to cast next turn.
So Physic will try a grapple.
Wait, what's
This
my
guy who was on the final of some Magic tournament was playing with a deck that's a mix of blue and black. That might have been standard. I don't know.
Spell level. Intelligence modifier.
Blue black's not really a popular or high-powered tournament level color combination, so that was probably standard.
There was a black-blue Death Shadow deck that Josh Utter Layton made it to the finals with at the Pro Tour.
Oh,
Didn't roll a 20.
well, there you go. There you go, Leslie. Did he win or did he lose that match?
15.
Their team lost. Their team lost before the match finished, but he was up 3-1 against the Death and Taxes, or 2-1 against the Death and Taxes deck, leaving
Okay.
a single win and 2 finals. So he was favored to win that match, but
Okay.
two teammates lost before they allowed him to complete it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was either a standard match or you could have been watching that blue-black Death Shadow match that that Master Snell just mentioned there.
20 is not going to hit.
More grave callers. Oh, look at that! More Venge Vines.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's like they're a crappy card, you know.
4 of them left.
Also, that was entirely enabled by the fact that he killed the
I
Gravecrawler.
just realized she might
If
have
the Gravecrawler
fired.
had killed, he might not have had a second creature to cast.
Just make 2 saves.
They're not overly popular because that combination of cards, although fun to play in some cases,
So
it-
both saves. 19.
I don't have.
What's the
Maybe Snell can jump in on this one. Why would you say blue and black are not a
Wait, didn't he win her
So
death?
that
popular Pro Tour
Didn't he win
uh,
her death?
top tiering color combination?
she had 4 hit points.
Well, I mean, when
Jesus Christ.
blue a lot of times is paired with red as its base color.
My wounds now.
Can we just move those fire and
Flash. I mean, blue-black will be played, but in the form of
So I'm gonna
restricted
take
red.
a pee, you guys heal, and tell me how many rounds you spent doing that if you're trying to maintain
Black,
durations underneath
blue,
your
I mean,
spells.
blue's got some bounce, but black can't handle artifacts or
Well,
enchantment.
actually, you can use the wands as well.
Blue
So
can
the
bounce,
two
but
of
it doesn't
us,
have
who
an
has a
Sam,
we both had no.
Could you a little-
The wands as well. So
of damage.
we'll do let's just roll everybody's health
Just-
independently and
Aren't
then
a lot-
divide that by 2 and
aren't
just
a lot
roll
of
into the field.
Keys that make just playing that pair
So everybody roll your own hit points until
good
your
enough.
max.
And the non-rotating format,
It's a D8 plus 1.
with mana base, the third color is oftentimes almost free, so you usually want to be running a third color.
Actually, it's game 4. I'm not gonna.
So I'm not sure if he's coming through choppy or not, but the gist of it, if you didn't get it, was blue and black are played a lot of times together, but they are most often coupled with a third color, and that third color is usually red.
Red,
And in that case, it's most predominantly a blue-red deck with a black helper going along.
I don't.
So that I hope that was able to answer your question there, Leslie. Leslie.
I used 5.
I don't.
Leslie. Ooh,
What's that?
maybe that's it. Leslie.
You can use mine.
Lee.
So the 2 of us use ours.
Maybe the L is silent.
I don't. I'm not even done full.
So that's 11
Instruct-
for the 2 of us.
Ah, yes, lie.
Rounds for you and me.
Ah, yes, lay.
He
Is
These would be all
Leslie.
I got.
It's LiyeslE. How would you pronounce that?
I was using, you were using my one.
Oh.
And those 2 will use his one.
Leslie. Leslie. Leesler. Leesers.
So now you're
There you go, Leesers.
I
was
was
so-
at 8, and then I was at 12, and I was at 16, and I was at 20.
okay.
How many-
Some people calling me the cleaning supply.
Charges of my
Lysol. There's no L in it. Why would they call you Lysol?
So you can either
That's just lazy. That's not using your words.
Small door.
Leslie.
Your Cubs are up 4-1.
What's that?
Cubs are up 4-1.
Woo, 4-1. I saw we took the lead 2-1, but I only have the lead changing updates on.
5.
Well, you can go to the people who call you Lysol and say that's just lazy. If you're gonna try it, try harder, because it's not worth it.
He was at 8 points left.
Anyway, Quinn gets to start off first this round, and looks like he mulled down to 6, and he's gonna lead off with a swamp.
First, so I can just fire or
And
fire.
he didn't say I was going to play, so I don't like his chances.
Rounds for a level or
Alex starts off. I guess I can reset the live totals here. Everyone does start with 20.
minute plus. So you're coming this way or around through the secret door?
Just straight on.
Straight on. Okay.
Is building a standard deck expensive? It can be.
Support the lofty sea under this Each pattern line
A
ranks
competitive standard deck is usually pretty expensive, and the problem with a competitive standard deck is it probably isn't going to last more than the 3 months till the next set comes out. So that's one of the reasons that I don't like standard.
Every corner.
It's
I would
expensive.
say
There's
in-
two creatures.
when it's not out of control, a competitive standard deck
I didn't
probably
bring the
runs
right
at the low end
figures. These guys
$100
are not,
up to
in
$300.
fact, lizards.
And yeah, the
They
problem
are
is that new sets are
some
it
sort
only
of
rotates
ogre
once a year, but I think
We're all
often comes in and your deck is still perfectly legal, but it may no longer be
Viable.
I knew that was a
So-
glitch this, but then the freaking reflex.
Yeah, because standard is the fastest rotating format, and there's maximum of 7 sets in at the longest time, something like that. And yeah, it rotates.
What was her?
Yeah,
lowest
one
reflex?
full year plus
It was plus
3,
12,
yeah,
she had the
7.
cat's
So
That's
when
still-
the 8th set is
plus
released,
10,
4
and the cat's
sets,
grace bumped it up to.
or yeah, 4
She got
sets
to
drop
add
off.
displacement,
Yeah.
cat's grace, and shield.
Yeah, 4 sets because we dropped the 3 and then we replaced the 1. So yeah, a maximum of 7 sets, but minimum of what, 4 sets.
It's not too bad.
If
Yeah.
I'm in a game when you're in it, I'm gonna use a monster.
They're nasty, ugly looking.
But yeah, it's
guys.
yeah, it's a fairly quick turnover, but but the allure that I get from people who play it is it's a constantly shifting format. What's strong? If you don't like what's strong this rotation, it'll be completely different the next rotation. But that also means that all the money that you've put into this rotation is going to go by the wayside because it's no longer standard legal or viable, possibly. And cards that were like valueless
What's your plus?
may become insanely valuable with the release of the next set. It's an ever-changing, ever-shifting. It doesn't really give you time to sink in and bite your teeth into a good deck that you like, because it's just not going to be around. And regardless of even if it is viable after the new set releases, which is about every 3 months or so, there's always going to be a change to it.
Speaking of not going to be around for very long, this game is almost over. Alex attacked for 12 on turn 2, and his opponent has conceded.
One attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Turn 3 kill.
Turn 3 kill. Yeah, this deck is fair. It's very, very balanced, very, very good. So that's a win for Alex. Oh!
Which monster you use?
Probably explosive.
I'll use explosive.
I don't know if you guys fourth round, but I am going to say goodnight to everybody at this point.
Well, it was a blast having you as usual, Master So. Be glad to have you back anytime. You know that. And if you're in house, great. If you're not, you're always welcome live via satellite.
You couldn't still critical.
All right, well, have a good evening. With 11 players, there's a
You do 3d6
chance
plus
this will be a 4th
6
round, so if so, enjoy.
There very well may be a 4th round. I'll have to check with Scooter on that. And thank you for a lovely broadcast. Have a good night, Master Snow.
Good one.
Left or right?
Which one was more threatening?
They're the same.
And we're going to get rid of that. And I'm going to... Yep, he's gone. He is just gone.
Everyone's bad.
Oh, now it's just the two of us. Whatever will we do?
Stage left.
Okay, so
I know.
put that.
I
wait,
can,
to the side because
There it is. Gone missing.
And only the one can get caught on fire. Only the one that gets directed.
Yeah, turn 3 kill. I mean, that is... Standard is more than likely going to give you longer games because the card pool isn't as vast, so you have to make the best with what you got. Whereas Modern, Legacy, and Vintage have such a large card pool that that it is very viable to get a turn 3 or turn 4 kill. Even though in recent years, Wizards has said that they would really like to keep Modern at least a turn 4 game. Or yeah, so every deck has the option of getting at least 4 turns in before a possible death, and that's why the ban list is where it's at right now, is because the decks that caused the cards to be banned were consistently winning on turns 2 and 3, and they want to keep Modern to be at least a 4-turn format, which is another reason why I like it, because it makes Modern a lot more viable. But the card pool and some of the needed cards for a viable deck, that unfortunately does mean that they do have in some cases a hefty price tag. Yeah, well, it depends. See, Vintage means you can play with everything. Everything that's been printed except for its small banned and restricted list are able to be played in the Vintage format. Vintage is as close to tabletop as you're going to get as an official format. But when it comes to Vintage tournaments, because all of the cards are playable, the power players are going to bring the power, which is the Moxen, which is the Lotus, the Power 9 plus 1, and all of the super expensive reserve list cards. But that's a tournament setting, and to get into a tournament Vintage, unless you can find like some really niche way of killing your opponent with overlooked inexpensive cards, yeah, Vintage can get very expensive, and so can Legacy for that matter, because Legacy is like Vintage Light, except instead of a reserve list, it's just a banned list. If it's playable, you can have 4 of them in your deck. Otherwise, a restricted card is you can only have 1 of.
No.
And that's where Vintage comes in. But Legacy is the next step up from Modern. But Modern's starting to creep up there in price. It's just Legacy has the larger card pool. Every card that was printed is available for Legacy and Vintage. Modern is like an extended Standard. Standard legal cards are only the main line sets. That's the official rotating card sets. All of the bonus releases and the and the niche releases. And when I say that, it's like the commander decks, the dual decks, the planeswalker decks are standard legal, but like the versus decks, like the goblins versus elves, the divine versus demonic, the Jace versus Chandra, the Jace versus Golgari, or the Izzet versus Golgari. Those special decks are not standard legal. They're just supplemental. That's the word I'm looking for. Supplemental products. And every year they put out a good number of supplemental products, not just pre-built decks, but also full sets like Battle Bond, the unsets, the Masters series. That's the last one that came out was Masters 25. Unless a card is printed in a main line deck, that's block construction plus core set, it's not standard or modern legal. And modern, the cutoff is from Mirrodin, which is which they went with it was the new card border, but I guess now it's the old new border. Let's see here,
No.
I'm just gonna grab a couple of these to
-1.
to show it off.
Minus on a critical.
And it's gonna be Udi. Let's see here.
Okay, so.
Desktop, stream stuff, cards.
That's more problematic.
So you need to make a fortitude.
Can I make an alchemy check on my turn to see what type of poison it is?
This is what's considered the old original border.
It's DC 14.
It's got this the thicker block, the smaller pictures,
What's the last name?
and yeah, it's just that style is the old, and then this is the intermediary, I guess you can call it from there. Let's get one that's not.
You have grappled him.
Alright.
This one, okay. And then this is the intermediary. This is the frame that is called the modern frame. Are those? No, they're not the same.
He's invisible if he stands still. And
When Mirrodin came out, they switched over to a new card style. And like here you see like the Deep Spawn name is just like on the border, and all the text is just onto the card frame itself. And then on the modern border, everything has like a plate that the things are written on. You got like the like your casting cost and your name and your type line and everything. They're set on like plates on top of the border. Everything is like layered on top of the border, and that was the modern border. And pretty much anything that was a main deck printing that has the modern border is modern legal. And then of course everything from M15 forward has the newest border frame on it. You get one of those up here. And these are these are tapered. These have tapering instead of a solid black all the way around, or the colored border all the way around. They taper off just before the end of the text box, and then the rares and mythics also have this holographic sticker at the bottom of the nub. And again, they have the texture or the tiered plating. That was started in M15, which came out in 2014. But yeah, those are the differences in the borders, and that tells you pretty much what level or what format of cards are playable. Is like the original border forward is Legacy and Vintage, the modern border and forward is the modern legal cards, and then the newest ones are a lot of standards. I'm kind of split. I started playing Magic in 1995 when the old border was the only border they had, and there were some rough times in getting used to the modern border. And all in all, I like the modern border. You got bigger art. It's just a better looking card. I'm still getting used to the new tapered border, because I don't know, I think the color should go all the way around, but I can see why it's not. It's easier to read the text, like the set number, the set information, the artist information, the copyright. It's all just easier to read on a solid black border. I get why they did it, and it's also to help in counterfeiting. I don't think it really helps, but what is interesting is with the old style though, they had brown artifacts, and that's probably the thing that I'm missing the most is brown artifacts. This is a Felon's Cane, and this is what I mean with brown artifacts. The artifacts in the old border have this nice brown rusty patina because they're an artifact. It made sense that they were that way. But ever since the modern border, well, right there you can see the scrap trawler is an artifact. It's got this it's got this silver border. It's more fresh and shiny as opposed to an artifact. I don't know. I always saw artifact as being this ancient relic that you were drawing your ancient or your magical powers from. I love brown artifacts. I whenever I can find a whenever I'm able to play brown artifact in my deck, the art style, because even though it's an older card with the older border, as long as it had a reprint in a modern or standard set, it's legal to be played in that set. Ornithopter is a very good example of that. It was an original card out of Antiquities, which was the second Magic expansion. So it's definitely old looking brown artifact, but it was also printed in Kaladesh, which is still standard legal, so you can play old brown ornithopters in standard because the card was reprinted. And I guess that's the most the frustrating part is knowing what's reprinted and what's valuable. But if you have all new cards, you don't have to worry about if an old card is playable or not. But I like the modern border, I think, the best, but I love brown artifacts. It's just something about me. So I guess that's my answer. Is like if I could have a modern border or even the New Frontier border, but with a brown artifact, I'd be all over that. But see, the problem when they first brought out the silver artifacts, it was in an artifact heavy set, and I'm gonna bring up one. It's let's see here, Sun Droplet. Let's see here, real printings. Oh, that's not really a good one.
So the quick links, I mean,
but
he's either tired.
It's not really showing up on the screen, but oh, they just updated it. They went to this new shiny metallic looking instead of brown for a card border, and then they reserved brown, more browny cards for lands, which kind of makes sense. Because lands were always kind of gray, and then they gave them more of a earthy feel with, I guess, going with brown, and I thought they might clash maybe, but I don't know. I like old artifacts to have the rusty patina over the shiny new metal. But the first the first ones, they looked like white cards. The artifacting color it was very little gray. It was mostly like silver, if you will. But when you just print silver, if it's not foil, it looks white. So all of the first shift in the new style artifacts looked like white cards, and that was super frustrating to try to get used to. But then like 2 or 3 sets later, they gave it this, what we see now, the more gray, silvery, like metal sheen to it, so they look more artifacty. But I like brown artifacts. That's my preference when it comes to. But
What did you have?
oh yeah, Alex. Oh, one.
Just tested out.
Get rid of that blue victory. Get rid of that. I guess I need to update my standings, because let's see here. Quinn, Q, you. Oops, excuse me. Whew.
So, Oren, you are going to be
Quinn Stauffer.
set the scene for you here, though.
He is 0-1 and 0 on the year, and Alex.
Wait, actually, you did. Yeah, why?
That's Pena.
Another one of them.
Alex. Oh. Picks up a respectable 7 and 5 on the year. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Well, Snell left.
You have another fireball.
So,
right?
if you bear with me 1 second, Leslie, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check with the organizer to find out if there is a 4th round, or what we're waiting for a 4th round, and I'll see if we will come back. We'll see what we got. I'll be right back. Hang on.
No, you just fight, but yeah. Unless it has combat reflexes.
Could I have gotten off 2 spells on our way there?
Which spells, buddy?
Well, wait. First of all, would Donna have an effect of fire breath?
Oh, that was no.
It wouldn't? Okay. So, no. Actually 2 spells. One animal on spec, try climb, or acrobatics. I would have got off, I would have done fire breath.
Okay.
I would have done fire breath and animal aspect.
That does not confirm. I'm highly doubtful the 17 confirms.
It does not.
How everything is done. I need to get goggles of true seeing after this session, Jimmy. Remind me of that.
I need to get in there so I can do fire breath because I did fire breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna use fire breath.
That is a 6. 14 points of damage. Oh wait, no, 15.
Okay.
Plus 1.
Oh,
I keep
how
forgetting.
many more uses of the
fire.
sacred weapon?
I'm not using sacred weapon. I'm out of it.
Oh, you're out of it?
You know what? Can I use fire
Because you got 6 rounds of it,
and
so
bomb
Yeah,
fire?
but we just like we'll got wasted against that thing.
Whiff. So these more snake people here, or?
That's a snake, and this is the snake person.
Okay, so we got bombs and fire breath off.
Yes, buddy, that's fine.
Okay. So now plus 1 attack and plus 10 too for
Move through this first half real fast. Round to a halt here. Yeah. Move through that real fast.
That's the blast. That's like how on that one level it's like 2 zombies.
the 2 zombies that I couldn't do damage to.
Sometimes it's a preview of the next level.
Oh, that's a spell-like ability, so he doesn't provoke to do it. No, he does with the spell-like, right?
Yeah, spell
Yes,
are basically
yes.
spells, but
If it's no, still yes.
But he 5 foot steps back and he makes his concentration
do I
check.
have reach?
I have a.
You do, but he makes his concentration check to
Cast
do it
defensively.
defensively.
So do I still do the
No,
attack?
if he's defensive casting,
You
he has to make a
have-
concentration check. If he
wait.
fails, he defends spell.
So you need a spell will save.
Oh, I'm last
So
day.
it's mind affecting it.
It is mind affecting.
Alright, that was 21.
You just got it.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
DC 20.
Man. I mean, my will saves can be that high too, but. Ooh, actually, where?
This guy is going to smite good you,
Go for it.
and then he's going to attack you with his trick or with his bite.
Smite good me, I dare you.
17.
No.
Smite good me. One smite good me. Mr. Stuff with me.
Aglabot.
Okay, so I had 5 breaths and bombers I have to.
Can you? Yeah, so move
I
up so
move
I
up.
can see.
I'm gonna move up so I'm in fire breath.
If I took a 5-foot step closer, would I be able to see them?
46.
Doubtful.
Okay,
There's like
46
Yeah,
damage.
there's still a
Will it
lot.
hit both of them? Can I make it so?
Yeah, you can do it like this.
Should I roll 2 times or just once?
Just once.
So I need a full round action in order to cast my dazing magic missiles, which is a DC 19 will save or they're dazed for 1 round. But in this situation, better than a fireball that targeted
12
at the
damage to both of them.
middle.
Let's sum up. Which did any of them make the save?
And I need a caster level check, buddy.
What's that?
D20 plus 10.
Okay, please don't roll 2.
Okay.
Okay, so did that do the full damage to both of them?
No, this guy made his save.
Well, what do you roll?
I mean, you rolled a 15 natural, 25.
Wait,
There's no way to increase that.
I mean, what was mine?
not 25. 25 is a really high DC.
Yeah. And this guy has some resistance to it.
This guy.
I mean, it is. So
Alex.
this is flip flop.
Okay, so I'll need to
One
move.
round it was so resistant
5 foot,
fire,
I won't be
and
able to see
then
it.
it wasn't,
For
and then
10.
it was.
Oh, that's the cross right there. No, so I went.
You gotta move at least 20.
Wait, I had a 2 on my initiative, didn't I?
No, you had a 7.
Oh no, you're right. I had a 7. Sorry, you had the 4.
I had the 4.
Yeah, that was.
I
Yeah,
thought
that thing went at 14, and then
I thought I had the 7.
Okay, so I'd have to move to here then to see things.
No, I had the 7.
Yeah, I had a 7.
he had a 7 too, and you go first on 7 because you have the higher bonus.
Okay, so 2 different creatures, so I'd have 2 different knowledges that I'd have to make.
Yes.
Can I just make both of them right now, or do
Oh
I
wait,
just
can I
go
make
with
some?
time?
And I guess actually it would be planes and then
Arcana?
local.
Oh, I don't have any of them. On which ones?
So
Planes and local.
Oh.
the big boss guy is planes.
No, the big boss guy is local.
Oh, big boss guy is local. I don't know about the big boss guy.
Does anyone else do?
And that is a 15 or 13. 13. So that is a 23 knowledge local.
He's a servant folk.
Serpent folk. Anything beyond that?
You would have like 3 questions.
Weakness, resistance.
And special attack.
Special attack.
Immune to mind affecting, paralysis, poison, spell resistance.
And what special attack?
No weaknesses. Special attacks are his poison, in his bite, and he has spell-like abilities: disguise self, ventriloquism, blur, dominate person, major image, mirror image, suggestion.
Okay.
Suggestion versus suggestion. Who's suggestion?
Does there appear to be any spells? You said there were spells. Would I be spellcraft to identify what spells there's on?
Yeah, you can spellcraft to identify the spells.
So that is
For me,
a
I
25 spellcraft to identify what spells you
Let's
got
throw
on.
another bomb.
Mostly
But
shield. Is there shield?
He has Shield of Faith,
Oh, shield. Faith. Not shield.
full strength, protection from good. Oh no, the Constrictor has protection from good. Shield of Faith, full strength, blur, and mirror image.
Oh, I didn't realize there's a mirror image on, so there's multiple copies of them.
Yes.
Well, Magic Missile helps on that. That just wipes out them as fast as anything.
But there's no in your image. He hasn't cast a spell yet.
No, he does. He knows you're coming. He gets to cast his spells ahead of time.
Yep. Okay, so in that case, I will just target.
Some jackass set off the alarm.
Yeah, I know what's coming.
To be
too.
fair, like the big fight
Yeah.
over here,
Whatever, yeah. So in this case, how many mirror images are there?
there are 8 total of this guy.
Oh my god.
Wait, so then how would I know? Wait, wouldn't my
No,
fire
wait.
breath
Let me
eliminate
look.
them?
3.
My fire breath would eliminate them, right?
No, because he cast that. Okay, 4. Okay, no, I'm sorry. There are 5 total.
5 total of them. Were any of those removed from
Fire
when?
breath.
No, because I forgot that they had him, so his attack just hit. Or his attack just hit him.
What about my attack? Fire breath.
Fire breath wouldn't affect him because it's an area effect.
Mario.
So it dealt damage to him, but it doesn't negate the.
Okay, so there's.
Oh, we're back. We're absolutely back. I wanted to see what Quinn's deck did, so I'm going to have him stay on there. But we do get to see
D6.
Luke Morris again with some more
Roll again. Roll 5 or less.
lantern.
5 or less.
Lantern control.
5.
So did I actually hit
So
him?
one of the images remains, and you actually hit him
Okay.
with 1.
Which means I make a trip attempt.
Wait, so
If
what?
it's possible.
And we get some life there. Fantastic. Here we go.
Sorry.
Wait, so now you know.
A 15 minimum. Is
So
that?
do you need to still roll?
Wait, is he on fire? Is the fire breath?
Okay, you're good.
Is he on fire?
Okay.
Would you like another co-host?
Sure.
Okay, well that's certainly.
I always like a color commentator.
Yes, you can.
So let me
theoretically trip him.
unmute.
Anything I can do with
Yeah.
the,
And I'm joined in the booth by Mr. Michael Jarvis.
Hello, everybody. How are we all doing tonight?
Now doing fantastic. We got
Excellent. Excellent.
Leslie. She popped in, or he popped in.
Okay.
Not quite sure.
Images and not-
Leslie.
Could someone
Name sounds like
Wait,
Leslie,
can
so
I
I'm
throw something into action?
Possibly,
It's,
but
it's the internet. It can be anything.
I don't judge, not one bit. Doesn't really matter. Popped in. Doesn't really know magic. Intrigued by what they saw. Started asking questions. Broke down the formats. Gave my personal opinions.
Oh, God.
Don't play standard, kids.
I
And,
agree with that opinion.
Because friends don't let friends play standard. Let's see here. We
Snow
don't
leave for the night.
Snow signed off for the evening. We don't have Mardu.
This would be a
We do
much
have
different
Lantern.
fight if you'd have rolled 2
Ew.
points lower.
See, what's fun is he asked me what to play last week. He
That would really suck.
he's like, hey, what should I play next week? And I'm like, play this. And he's like, no. I'm like, well, play this. And he's like, no, I'm looking for a competitive deck. And I was like, well, fine, play Lantern. He's like, I might. And then when he got in, he's like, remember what you told me to build last week? He's like, oh, you built Lantern. He's like, yes, I did. He's like, yay!
Plus 12,
So-
plus 7, plus 12.
How's he doing with the deck tonight?
He lost to Pardu Pyromancer.
That one I watched.
That was such a good match.
Yes, it was.
And then he beat Burn. So
We'll try to bite the snake.
he's at least 1-2, if not 2-1. So oh no, he had the bye in the first round.
So he's 2-1.
So he's 2-1. That's right, because I was going to showcase him first, but he was the bye. So I couldn't do that.
He's just going to instantly kill me.
a solid hand
He
from
would be
Lantern
trying to kill
side.
him.
And he'd succeed because he would grapple me. There's no way.
Oh yeah, got some good stuff.
Okay, but also.
And then, you know, Quinn's playing this blue-black mid-rangey deck. You know, he's new to the game.
Yeah.
Jake brought him tonight. Looks like he's having a good time, and
So.
yeah,
Alright, so
yeah.
starting things off with a bobble and a
No, you
shredder.
have to move up slightly.
Gotta love the Shredder.
Yeah.
Such a good card. Now, what is interesting is Luke's Lantern is definitely the older build, more blue-black hand destruction-y based. The incredibly grindy Lantern. Why won't you? There.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I.
Is Juzam giving you trouble, Bob?
Well, he's intrigued. He likes this little Lantern of Insight he's got there.
Actually,
So you do
if you're higher, you hit him.
And I know I've got
49 or
a.
less, you hit the last image.
Oh God, what is
Yeah,
that?
you hit him.
Draw a bobble.
I can get rid of that last image. 11 points a day.
Is it? No, I don't have.
I don't have to get rid of the image.
Dredge.
Okay.
That's a good point. Why in the world are we having trouble with this? You're holding onto an image. Well, it's just the initial.
Not Azorius. I
Yeah.
need to
That
add
sort of nullifies the value of it.
Media
Yeah,
Fire.
you're holding on. It's like I don't care if you go.
Yes, but I'm assuming,
Nah, that one.
assuming
Deck I
that
got.
Changeling,
That's Demir, isn't
You
it?
can't do a lot of
Black, blue?
things now, but everybody can do a will save.
I'm gonna die. I think I died.
Oh, nice.
That's one.
No.
That's even better.
There we go.
I made a save.
All right.
It's only a DC.
So, ooh,
That's actually pretty
This is a
11
very good
damage,
start.
save for-
yeah. Lantern definitely in control on this one.
All he needs is a turn 3 and a snaring bridge, and this is pretty much the
You can
nut
do
draw
that
for
without doing
Lantern.
anything and not provoking and while grappled. And,
Got Lantern, 2 mill
I
effects.
just didn't want to take damage.
Good land.
So is he on the ground?
Yeah.
He's prone and grappled, I guess.
Does Luke's build have word vision?
Aglabah.
No. He's on the
So,
he's on the green blacky build, as opposed to the blue green whir build.
Snake's gonna.
So like I said, it's definitely more grindy, more control-y, and not getting into the fetchy aspects of it.
That's
No!
a confirmed.
And I can see where he's coming from, because the meta definitely has a lot of Blood Moon floating around,
Yeah.
and he didn't like the odds of casting a triple blue mana spell under many, many Blood Moons.
Yeah, Blood Moon's a very annoying card.
Yeah,
Blood
yeah.
Moon's fun for a great many people.
No. It's an absolute fair card that's a necessity in a format to stop blue from going complete shenanigans.
It's not, that blue doesn't care about the card.
Sure.
Jund cares about the card. Every deck in the format that plays something other than basic lands cares about the card and wish it didn't exist.
And then, of course,
No. It is a necessary evil.
10 damage.
Like Stony Silence. I don't like Stony Silence, but it's a necessary evil.
That one I agree with. Blood Moon is not a necessary
Yes,
evil.
yes, it is. Blood Moon is absolutely a necessary evil. Quinn's casting spells, I have no idea what they are.
So,
I got nothing.
Okay, so we got one guy that's
Let's see if we can get some Snell-O-Vision going.
bad shape.
Yeah.
There's another guy that's
Camera.
the snake thing.
Yeah.
And there was no magic, there was no shield or anything.
Input controls.
Okay.
Alright,
Alright.
let's see what we got here.
Yeah. So that will be my last thing.
Oh, it's like a hand holding a thing.
I still got
Hold on, I
nothing.
can actually do this.
It's a creature?
Oh, so you said they were.
Is it? Yeah, it's a creature. What the hell is that?
It's a blue creature.
Yeah, it's a blue rare.
Okay, so Days
Is that a welcome deck?
I'm going to target.
That's a welcome deck logo. What's the blue rare and welcome decks?
Arguably, we don't need to worry about it because it's holding it, but I'll have targeted anyways.
Huh!
I will,
Let's find out.
as my full casting, hit one magic missile against
To the advanced search.
snake, and whatever.
Let's go back.
So,
Alright, oh, there's the bridge.
and I'm
Well,
using the DC,
If,
so it's a DC.
depends on what Quinn's win condition is.
Yeah, 19 will save.
have a feeling
I'm
it's
guessing it's
over the-
attacking with creatures.
Playing blue, you don't know.
It's blue black, not mill.
Okay.
It's attacking with creatures. Let's see here. It's definitely a blue. It's definitely rare.
I rolled much better.
It's rare.
Yeah, okay, well, it's just a D4.
And
Otherwise, they would have been around and just not doing anything.
let's see here. Criteria.
Oh well.
Tried to open the door.
Mana cost type line.
So 4 damage to the
Text.
snake,
Colors. Mana cost isn't. Oh, set. Okay. No, that's stats. Where's set? There it is.
right?
I killed the snake.
And now there's no more magic mirror image.
Physic.
What's
Time to slam his head into the floor a couple times.
Okay.
Wait, he's already on the floor.
are they called? Welcome
Slam
decks.
his head into the floor.
Okay, wait, didn't we get heavy mace? Couldn't we just slam the mace into
He's
his
holding
head?
on.
So that's a 39 to
Yeah.
first slam.
Wizards play welcome decks. Let's try 17 first.
Technically,
Oh, I can add multiples.
infinite water.
And 16.
No, you can't.
And
Can we take it on and
14
keep it?
damage.
let's just do 16, 17, and see what comes up.
Actually, Scooter can't get
I don't think this is
That's
Sphinx
not it.
Mahjong.
I mean, I
Also,
Nope.
you should probably make sure you have the
No,
distinction
could I
of
throw Scooter
or
in there?
between the sets and not
Yeah.
and.
Grotto Scooter.
Ah.
If you put in both sets and you just leave,
Well, there's no or on there. It just
Do
says.
you think he'll be dead by
I'm used to Gatherer.
Right.
20.
Well, that was 17. Let's take out 17 and see if 16 returns a different result. Nope.
Nope, same thing.
It's the same thing.
Blur chance.
Do you have the fireball
15
left?
points of damage.
Huh.
What happened to it?
Nice. Magic missile.
Okay.
I don't feel like throwing a fireball that can do like.
Wish I could see how big it is.
Wait, don't you?
Well,
It-
he made it to his turn, still alive. Give me those will saves again.
That's an even win mage.
Yeah, those are okay. Thank you for turning it. Oh no, no! You are so good. What is it? Wait, did I say protection? No. Sure, we
So
didn't say
there's two
protection.
Haven One mages and random blue dork.
Okay. 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 That looks like M19. Okay, so if it's not a welcome deck, it's M19. So I can work with that. Let's go back to normal view. We're just milling out, no big deal. Blue rares.
Oh, your fire damage?
We gotta talk about something while Lantern does his thing.
I win. I killed the big boss.
He was much less hard.
That's what's weird. It's not M19. It's Core 19.
He's CR6.
And I don't like it.
Snake, it's a CR7.
You messed up the flow.
Other one with
Core
the
19
thing
means
is
it's
a, okay,
part
right.
of the
This one was a
introdex
CR9.
for
No.
19.
No. The M19's official name is Corset 2019.
Oh. It's not M19?
It's not Magic 19.
Oh.
It's not M19. It's Core 19.
This is more
That's
difficult
annoying.
than-
It is annoying. That's why now you know.
Can we just come to a solid conclusion of what to call
These are,
corsets?
this is a
Nope.
little bit better,
They have no idea.
But it's still pretty.
They had no idea when they made Classic 6th Edition. Artists, watermarks, preferences. Okay, let's just look at the blue rares. There it is. It's the Mystic Archaeologist.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a hand holding a QB thing.
Oh, yeah,
It's the 5-mana draw 2 cards. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I mean, that could interfere with the Lantern half of
Well,
it.
that's a Chupacabra.
There's no way of getting rid of Bridge. This game is mostly over, but
Well,
we can deal with the Lantern.
he can bounce a bridge. If he's playing bounce, but he definitely looks like he's playing a blue-black standard deck.
I honestly don't think so. I don't know if we could finish that.
I don't know what those lands are, but they look like not standard.
Yeah. Maybe Jake helped him with the mana base, but
Yeah, I see a Watery Graves and some Drown come from.
yeah. But other than that,
I went before you, so that's what I would have done.
other than that, all right, Lantern, you got this. Really? Oh, he's got an arcane flight. I love that art. I got that as a foil. It's beautiful. My favorite arts are the ones with cats on them because they're the best.
Cats are adorable.
You know, you got arcane flight and you have enlarge.
Enlarge is hilarious.
Enlarge is great. It's a giant cat jumping into the Merfolk City like a cat in a fishbowl. No, you know what life. No one knows what life chips are. Come on, peeps.
Fast. Or normal, I guess.
What's fast?
I mean, to be fair, we don't tell them beforehand.
This is
I mean,
fast because you get
okay.
Oh yeah.
You see a 20 and a 40 piece of paper there, with a space big enough to rest the dice on at the bottom. What do you think it's there for?
Look at my teeth.
Now I can get +1 AC.
Blue players, everybody. Blue players.
I'm trying to be as difficult as possible for you.
Actually, 25.
I'm just saying, it's funny that the blue players are the ones who can't figure out what they're there for.
30 is 75.
That's the beauty part of it.
He's not playing blue. He's playing green, black, Lantern control.
I mean, it's normally blue players who can't figure it out. Those pushes aren't going to do you a whole lot of good. You can't get rid of them. So
Do you have a day job?
I hope he sides them out. Hope he realizes that they are no good.
I hope he has a sideboard.
Wait a minute.
I'm sure he's got a sideboard. If you've got Water Graves, you've got a sideboard.
Jake helped him out a little bit.
Yeah.
This is definitely his first bad night playing.
Yeah.
But Jake helped him out, so I'm assuming hopefully.
He had a big smile on his face, so
Yeah.
even after going up against, the completely, absolutely fair deck, Bridgevine.
Your land thing sheet.
Yeah.
There are very few things that I will concede as something that should not be in Modern because it's too fast. Bridgevine is something I think shouldn't be in Modern because it's too fast.
Yeah. I mean, I would applaud Wizards if they stick to their 4-turn Modern format. I would be interested to see what they do, because Bridgevine is definitely a 3-turn. And if it doesn't kill you on turn 3, there's no getting that deck to lose anytime soon.
So, buddy, you've taken
The issue with Bridgevine is the
Yeah, definitely better.
usual Hague cards you have for Bridgevine are slow too
Yeah,
slow for Benjamin.
yeah. You have a problem.
You may use
Woo, Poltrox! Welcome, buddy.
Back Poltrox.
You have a problem with a deck when the phrase "rest in peace" is too slow.
Yeah.
If a 2-card or 2-mana answer is too slow for a deck, there's a problem with the deck.
Yes.
Welcome back, 2 Carns. Missed you, buddy.
Like, don't get me wrong, the deck loses to itself sometimes, but it's still just. Your deck should not just be if you win on turn 1 or 2, or you lose to yourself. There's no by-play between your opponent. There's nothing you can actually interact with except for Leyline of the Void. That is the only really card you can actually use.
Yeah, and even Leyline, yeah, the deck itself runs the Leyline.
Yeah.
So, but it only hits your opponent. So, this deck is absolutely why the price of Leyline of the Void has jumped to insane levels. But
plus 20 to it, so 30 is the most. So if you roll 10 or higher, you can get the most you could possibly
Wait,
get.
so I rolled 38 though.
Lantern's
So
still
that's where
doing
you got
Lantern
75
cards.
gold.
he's got the hard lock at this point. Quinn's just finding, or Quinn's just going through because he doesn't know enough to concede to it. And I applaud him because you come to play. There's no reason to concede.
Unless you have a special.
I mean, at this point, Luke cannot lose. Oh, and I said that, and now he's just gonna pick it up.
Yeah, well, I think he actually got decked out. He has like 2 cards left in his deck.
I guess I saw that. Yeah. Well, that's a thing that happened.
I barely paid attention. What happened?
Lantern won.
Yes, okay. That's why I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. See, it's less funny when you say things like that because you play decks that literally do nothing. You do nothing.
I eventually do something.
Yeah,
Lantern
see
does
that's
nothing the whole time.
Lantern is like watching a Swiss clock. There's lots and lots of moving pieces working in beautiful tandem with each other, actively working against your opponent. You have to mentally be there to pilot Lantern to victory. It's very seldom an autopilot.
What depends, the booming settlement is...
Like I said, I am moving off of control, hopefully by Tuesday.
And then when you get 8, you get 50%, and
Storm.
when you get 16, you get 100.
Wait.
Storm.
I haven't played online. I've been having a blast with it.
Increase the amount of gold you already put in each
Whatever.
Yeah, when you get to all 16
Whatever.
squares, there are 16
So
levels.
basically, I
That's
just
if you get to play.
That's hard to do with online because the program's so...
so basically, that's if I just want to
Build something that doesn't use an engine.
Yes. And
What's
you
the
are
repeat?
not running that multiplier next.
I'm not. I'm running by way of the Blood Cove. next
Okay,
week.
which one should I?
Somebody bumped it.
Do you want to do Thornkeep or do
I
you want to
have
do by
no
way of the
idea
Blood
what.
I'll do Thornkeep.
Somebody bumped
No,
the
I mean,
cam.
It
It got shifted way over to the red.
Thornkeep is kind of like Emerald Spire,
Huh.
but a different one.
Wait,
But
is
you've already missed.
I got bad news, Poltrox.
I don't think I should do that.
Bad news.
It's level 2 to 4 is what you need.
As you yourself understand, because you just got out of class, school is back in session, which means that until vacation or breaks, we will not see Sambroco on the stream because they're school nights, and he's a wee little lad who is in need of his higher education, or furthering his education, achieving his education. Rip Sambroco for the time being. For the time being. He'll be back. He always comes back.
What's E, buddy?
Sambo always comes back.
E is good. You want to head towards
Sambroco. Oh yeah. That's a great sign. I have 60 card sleeves. I want to sideboard in a bunch, so I have to re-sleeve.
Okay, so you want to take this B3?
At least he's playing with sleeves.
Yes.
I can say that.
Okay.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you have good classes. I'm glad you're happy with them.
Oh, it gives you prestige in one thing.
I mean, that's number one. If you're taking boring classes, then it just becomes a slog and a chore to go. But if you enjoy your classes, and you get your enjoyment out of them, that's what really helps out. That's awesome. I have statistics for science, spreadsheet modeling, and database foundations. I'm glad you find fun in these things. I am absolutely ecstatic for you to find fun in these things.
Voltrox, I'm assuming you're in college.
Yeah, he's Oklahoma. Is it you don't have to tell us what college / university. He already has like an associate's, I believe, in Uni of Central.
Yeah.
But I thought you said you already had your associates, and yeah, this is your master's. Yeah, that's right. Because Poltrox, you know, you're still one of the most fascinating individuals that I have had the pleasure of conversing with. And I'm only heartbroken that you have stopped your Illinois visits before we got to know you. I would have loved to have met up with you in Springfield and just spent the day with you. That would have been great. What do you do with a BA in business? What is this life going to be?
No, you can't use poison. You gave up.
4 years of college and plenty of knowledge have earned me this worthless degree. I don't have no skills yet, so I can't pay the bills yet. The world is a big scary place. Are you saying goodbye, or do you have to pee?
I'm signing off right now.
Bye, Jervis. Glad having you here.
It's a fairy, buddy.
Oh, fairy. So I could run a fairy game.
You want to run a fairy game?
Yeah, I could run a fairy game, which is mainly focused on fairies assaulting fairies, but quickly in army. Something like that. What? I'm just questions now. Imagine someone with 160 movement, that was it, right? And then if they do a straight 120, and then if they do a straight, what's that?
I got a homunculus.
That's it.
He's adorable.
Oh, it is kind of off the show, except for minus the wings. Well, have you ever watched The Full Metal Alchemist?
Is what?
The Full Metal Alchemist, have you ever seen it?
No.
It kind of looks like that. Maybe distantly, but...
I got Cloud Giant too. Brr.
Nice.
Cloud Giant. Huh?
Here's the older one. I don't think know about that one.
I have the opinion to work for a while and get a PhD later on. That would be fantastic. I mean, I'm very happy. I'm still debating to get a PhD or not. Ooh, Dr. Poltrox. Dr. Poltrox. I like that. Dr. Two Carnes Poltrox. Dr. Two Carnes Poltrox. You're wanted in the ICU. So, Lantern comes down. There's a Pyxis of Pandemonium and a Lantern of Insight in play. And Quinn is looking to get his first spell down onto the bottom. So we shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Oh, excuse me. And we fetched. We're at 19. And we're cutting. And the Lantern reveals another polluted delta.
So it's in the River Kingdom.
Luke holding a lot of the hand destruction in his hand. I'm trying not to talk too loud because the door is open and they can probably hear me. Alright, and he's going to play a Grolf Stitcher of some sorts. And... okay. It gets exiled face down. Okay, Luke's explaining the timing to him. So in response to the crack the fetch, he's going to exile the top card. So he doesn't get to shuffle that back in before he blind mills. Or yeah, he doesn't get to shuffle it in and then blind mill. No, he did have to exile first, and then he would get the fetch in. So Luke just manipulating the stack to get the maximum efficiency on what he wants to get out. Now, don't forget to reveal the top card of your library. There you go. All right. And he's thought seizing, so he gets to look at his hand and strip a card from it. Non-land. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. I think it's a card drawer. Sorta. I mean, it might as well have. Mox Opal. Yeah. No. Okay. It's got the Scars of Mirrodin printing, and then it was reprinted in Masters or Modern Masters 2015. So the first Modern Masters. And then it was a Kaladesh invention. So it technically has 3 printings, but really it's 2. It's still a stupid expensive card that needs to be reprinted a couple more times, but nope, it's got 2 printings. Modern Masters, which was the first Modern Masters, Masters 2015, and Scars of Mirrodin. And then, of course, the Invocation, but I don't even want to know the price on the Invocation right now. The Invocation goes for approximately $300, so it's only 3 times as much as a normal Mox Opal. So now we're milling, and we're exiling, and Glenn just doesn't really know. Always, oh, you milled the Ghoul Caller Bell? Are you daft? Oh, he's got to dig for a bridge. Yeah. Chump change. I wish that were chump change. I actually need 1 more. I'm on 3. I didn't think I would ever need more than 3, but there's more and more decks that call for 4, and I don't want to pay that much. Alright, so 2 Shredders and a Pixis. He's got to dig into a bridge, but it also looks like he needs a 3rd land. Have they done anything with KCI, or is it still completely the same? Actually, it's modified itself a little bit to include like a Thopter Sword combo, and either coupled with or without Psi Master Thopterist out of M19. So KCI has only gotten more aggravating and durable with M19 and the addition of Psi Master Thopterist, but yeah, it's also kind of branched into a Thopter Sword build, which I'm kind of intrigued by, but you can leave or take the Thopter Sword part of it, but most decks, or most versions I see now, have at least 2 or 3 Psis in the sideboard to get with that. Yeah, it's a little bit more broken, a little bit more durable, so... Looks like he's... Oh, taking a big attack. Gotta get that bridge down. Luke, gotta get that bridge down. He needs a land, and he needs a bridge. And I don't think there's enough time for him to get that. So we have a flying Gurmag Angler and a big old zombie. I believe that's a blue zombie. Oh, he got the land, but unfortunately... Oh, and he did have the bridge! Oh my goodness. Luke may have just turned this one around and into a win. I tried watching GP this weekend, but Jesus, all I saw was Esper Control and Black Red Aggro. Yeah. Black Red Aggro. Are you sure it wasn't Bridgevine? What was it actually? Black Red Aggro? It was, oh, you got me thinking about what you were saying, but you can't talk to me about Stantard. Don't talk to me about Stantard. Go shuffle your cards together. Yeah, bridge down. The zombie's still getting in, so he still has to empty his hand, but it's more or less over. Shuffle my 2 cards, baby. 2 cards, Poltrox. Of course, your 2 cards. And we're going to collect the brutality. We're going to kill that guy and drain you for 2 to help stabilize him a little bit more. And now the Gurmag Angler absolutely has no chance of ever attacking again in this game. And yeah, Quinn's just going to scoop that up, and yeah, he sees the lock now. Yeah, that bridge, if you don't have a way to get rid of the bridge. Yeah, this is the 4th round. This is the last match of the evening. Again, if you get bored, you can always check it out over on YouTube. You know, the archives are always there. I did have the internet go down a little bit, so it may be split into 2 parts, but I don't know if it came up fast enough to combine them. That's up to YouTube and their algorithm to figure out how they're going to do that, but they'll both be called the same thing. It's episode 76. That's the spirit. But yeah. Well, it was really good seeing you again, Poltrox. And if you're still out there, Leslie, thank you for popping in. I enjoyed talking with you as well. Yeah, Master Snell was here earlier. You missed him. He was live via satellite. But thanks for coming by, Poltrox. Thanks for everybody who stopped by tonight. We had 4 really good matches. We got to see Lantern win and lose. Unfortunately, we didn't see Quinn's deck put up as good of a fight as I think it should have. There's a lot of good potential there, but it's your first deck. And the first deck is always going to be rough. Anyone will tell you that no matter where you start out. Your first deck is always going to be a little bit rough going into the modern format. But it also doesn't help that when you run into Vengevine 1 and then Lantern Control 2, if you are not prepared for any of those decks, then it's going to be a bad time. We also saw Chase completely burn out what was the first match? What did Chase beat? Chase played Ryan King and Teferi Kai, that's right. The Jeskai Teferi deck. Yeah, Burn just didn't give him any time to get any kind of traction, and he didn't have enough counters to make it viable. So Chase was just able to steamroll over the Jeskai or the Jeskai control. But that's just the way it goes sometimes in the Wild Midwest. But yep, 4 matches. Actual really good matches tonight. Some were really short, so we had to kill a lot of time in between, but thanks for sticking it out for that. But yeah, we got to see Lantern win or lose to an incredibly good match. What's up?
How many matches did you bring?
We had 4 tonight. But yeah, Lantern lost just by the skin of its teeth. He had to fade that bolt for one more turn, and gosh darn it, he dug right to the bolt. So we got to see Pardue Pyromancer get the win over Lantern, but just barely. That game went to time, and then we saw Lantern do its thing and just absolutely steamroll over a black-blue mid-range deck. And it looks like they're going to send us out with a little bit of a build, or a little bit of some bonus magic. Looks like Luke jumped over to his elf deck, Elf Ball, and
I do not run it. So
and we're seeing if the black-blue mid-range has any better chance against the Elf Ball. I don't think it will, because elves are super fast and annoying that way. But 4 matches in and out, pretty good. Not too bad. Wrapping up in just about 3 hours. So I will be back on Tuesday, barring any other emergencies, but everything seems to be settling down now. So I'll be back on Tuesday, live from the Zone, in the heart of beautiful downtown Pekin. And I've been Evil Bob, reminding you that however you choose to live your life, I approve. Have a good night. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Tuesday.